Well, everybody's talking about the markets today, and silver took a major hit. And they're saying, damn, if silver's got taken a major hit. But in days like this, I'm glad I have palladium. Palladium, palladium, the lizard people, yeah, you heard that right. The lizard people have a hard time trying to manipulate palladium. The lizard people that behind JP Morgan, and we see JP Morgan manipulating the price of silver, but really it's the lizard people. The lizard people have a very hard time manipulating the price of palladium. And I have a theory behind that too. Since palladium comes from northern Siberia mainly, where it's too damn cold for lizards, and you can figure that's about 40% of the world's supply that comes out of there every year, and that's where they have all the major stockpiles and the backup supplies. The lizard people just can't go up there and manipulate it. It's too cold for them. Lizards like hot climates, so it's easier for the lizard people to manipulate the price of silver. So that gives you the idea. But seriously, an old girl here is sitting on a Triumph Bonneville, getting ready to take off. But she better get a leg out of that damn thing. But seriously, I'd say there's some manipulation going on today. Lizard people or not, but the one thing is with the fiscal cliff, that's something that people are nervous about, and all metals, especially like silver, is considered high risk. That's how these wackos think of it. But yeah, I do agree there's some kind of manipulation going. They're probably just trying to shake people out, and that's one of the cautions about going in on leverage. Leverage is a dangerous animal. In certain cases, it could pay off like a son of a bitch, but certain cases, you can really lose on it. Now, as far as Ben Bernanke announcing more QE and QE4 with 45 billion in additional securities he's going to repurchase, it's pretty much. You got to look at this too. You got to look at it this way, and something I said several times before, at least. When they're actually buying mortgage-backed securities or going out in the open market to buy securities, basically they're doing like an asset swap exchange. Basically, the Fed's buying one thing, and it's coming off the bank's books as an asset, and it's going in on the Fed's books as an asset, and in turn, the banks are taking U.S. dollars. But one thing is, I think that the banks, or some banks, are going to start to break ranks at one point in time, and they're going to actually start to get into more speculative assets like silver, things like that. Maybe not necessarily silver, but maybe certain commodities, maybe oil or whatever. And I do smell that Goldman Sachs saying that oil is going down to $50 a barrel this year. Boy, I think that's major misinformation on purpose, in my opinion anyway. There's a lot of other analysts out there thinking oil is going to be much, much, much higher in 2013. And, if you look at something else, one of the things we know that's going to drive oil up way high, and, if oil goes way up, you're going to be driving one of these pink bicycles like this beautiful young lady is posed on a beach here with. But if oil goes way up, gold's going to go up, and I said silver's going to go up. But, there is actually now, and I read this story before, just in the last week, that the U.S. is actually negotiating directly with Iran regarding their nuclear program. And I know a lot of people could say they don't have this nuclear weapons program, but you got to figure if they got 100 years worth of oil and natural gas, and they don't have any uranium on hand, why are they screwing with it? Plus, they can use thorium reactors. I pointed this out before, which produce no nuclear weapons grades material at all. Plus, they're a lot safer, and they're one of their main trading partners. India has tons of thorium. So, I mean, you can, actually the argument would be, should they be allowed to have nuclear weapons? But as far as them saying they're not pursuing nuclear weapons, forget about that argument. That's bullshit. We know that. But basically, what I've read is that there's about a 5-month period of ultimatum that if the negotiations fail with them trying to abandon this nuclear program that they have, there will be other options on the table. So that brings it up to around the springtime. I figured that if they didn't do something right away here, right around election time, Once the winter comes in, that's typically like a bad time to run an attack on Iran. And if there is an attack on Iran, Israel can't do it. It's going to have to be the United States. So that's going to be the thing that's actually going to be bullish for the metals, because the oil is going to go up, the gold is going to go up, the silver is going to go up. Now, talking about palladium, everybody's missing a boat on palladium. If you notice today, palladium didn't take anywhere near the hit like silver did. You know, silver went down almost 3%. Palladium went down like 0.3%. So major difference, major difference. I know it doesn't always work like that. Palladium can be a very volatile animal too, but you know what? Palladium is 20 times more rare than gold. 20 times. And 90-something% of it is used up in industry. So what happens? What happens? Why do people not buy it? You know, you could say it's never been used as money, but it hasn't been discovered till the 1800s. But it has been used as money only in Russia, where the major supplies are. But that tells you something else too. Russia and South Africa have 85% of the world's palladium production coming out every year. Only two places in the world. And Russia is about over 40%, with only one mine in northern Siberia, which is so damn polluted they don't even have a tree growing around it for at least 20 miles. And that's Norilsk mine in Russia. That's producing about 38-39% of the world's palladium. So how easily could this supply get disrupted? I'd say quite easily. Now, you add in the fact that more and more cars are being produced on a global basis. Even our car manufacturing is going up in the United States and Western countries. But on a global basis, it's definitely going up. Plus, there's more regulations coming out with off-road vehicles and other vehicles that never required catalysts to have catalysts. Now, if we get away from oil, now hybrid cars require 30% more palladium than an average car. So as we get away from oil industry, we're going to go there piecemeal. We're going to go hybrids, electrical and oil running cars at the same time. And those cars require 30% more palladium. But in the long-range future, we're probably going to go to hydrogen. Hydrogen fuel cells, hydrogen production, hydrogen purification, all require palladium. Now, I don't know. I'm not too worried about what other people do. I know what I'm doing. I already have done it. I bought it at pretty close to the lowest it ever was in a lot of years. So, you know, I'm just sitting on it. You know, it was up to 850. I didn't sell any. And just sitting on it. Just sitting on it. I'm going to sit on it till it goes higher than the price of gold. Now, some people are saying gold's going to go to $50,000 an ounce if there's a real collapse. You know, that may be. You never know. You know what the game is? Keeping the price down so they can accumulate the physical. That's what's going on. Even China has an interest in keeping the price down to accumulate the physical. But in the case of palladium, there isn't that much physical to go around, period. But if palladium does go way more than the price of gold, and gold is thousands of dollars an ounce, I say one thing. Watch your catalytic converter on your car, because it's going to disappear. But palladium, it's got some You know, I can tell you this, too. Even in ancient literature, the palladium was something that was like a tablet, or that was like a protector of the town. It goes back to the Roman times. The word palladium actually is an ancient word. The metal was just discovered, and it was actually named after a planet or something called Pallas or something. But palladium actually is a word that goes back to ancient times. It's something that protects the town. And, you know, I look at it as palladium's actually going to be a thing that protects your wealth more than silver will. It's not as liquid in some ways, but it still is liquid. As long as they have this spot market available, like if we look it up here, there's places that are going to buy and sell it. You know, and if you actually look around, it's more difficult, far more difficult to get. I mean, you can get it, but it's not as easily available as silver. And considering that, you know, one of the big things with silver is that everybody says, well, it's an industrial metal, you can't do without it. Same thing with palladium. Yeah, sure, more of it's used in cars, but it's also used in electronics. It's used in a lot of different things besides the cars. I mean, cars is about 60% of the use. But then again, the whole world wants to drive a car. and it's coming on more and more stronger, and even in these emerging markets. So it's not going to go away. And as we move to hybrids, there's going to be more palladium usage. And every year, 2011 was a record usage. The only reason the price didn't go way through the roof is because the Russians dumped a record amount on the market that year. But you know, I don't even know. Nobody really knows how much stockpiles they have. It's maybe been rumored that they're getting down to the end. But if they did actually go down to the end, expect palladium to go to 2 or 3 times the price of gold, like it did in 2001. It actually went to like 4 times the price of gold. You know, nobody believes this stuff, but you know, I'll just leave you with this thought. The lizard people can't influence the price of palladium because palladium is more mined in northern Siberia, and lizard people hate cold climates and ice and snow. So you're safe with palladium from the effects of the lizard people. So that's how I'm going to put it to you. You know, we always got to have an conspiracy, right? The lizard people. Anyway, you know, when things start heating up in the markets again, it's going to be tough times because food is going to go up because we had all the drought. That's one. And gold's going to go up, and oil's going to go up, and silver's going to go up. And I'm thinking palladium's actually going to go up faster than anything there is. Even if you look back at the time, the year that silver went up really, really hard in 2010, palladium actually beat it a little bit, believe it or not. So anyway, that's something most people are missing by far. Most people are missing getting on a boat with palladium, big time.